My name is Keith Nitka, and I'm proud to be the Battleship Operations Manager here at Nauticus on board Battleship Wisconsin. I want to thank you for joining me today on this Whiskey Wednesday virtual adventure. For today's Whiskey Wednesday virtual adventure, I want to talk about 3M. The 3M system on board the ship is maintenance, material, and management. This, of course, is the manual that goes along with the 3M system. But what the 3M system is a bunch of cards like these. They're called MRC cards or PMS cards, depending on what it is that you're doing. There's a PMS card and or an MRC card for just about, well, no, not just about, for everything on board the ship, because this is what keeps us running, especially on a ship of our age where stuff dates all the way back to the 1940s. We require these things to make sure that we're doing the proper maintenance, using the proper equipment on the different systems on board the ship to keep it operational. So that's what these things do. This one in particular is for doing PMS on the armored box launcher after we have fired a missile. This one here is lubricating the gear drive on a potato extruder. And then this one here is inspecting a fire hose. All throughout the ship, there are, of course, fire hoses, and this is the MRC card for inspecting a fire hose. The MRC card or the PMS card, it lists who is supposed to be doing the job, what the job, of course, is, what the goal of the job is, all the tools that you will need for said job, and then, of course, how to perform that job, starting with step one and going to however many steps there are. As you can see in this card, there is actually quite a few pages to follow through. But that's what we're talking about here today. So as I stated, the 3M system, that goes through damage control. There is a 3M officer. So each division has what's known as a damage control petty officer, or as DCPO. On board Battleship Wisconsin, I was the DCPO for a little while for the navigation department. Up here in the pilot house was one of my primary positions. I was responsible for maintenance on the windows, on the doors, changing the screens in the vents so that we always had clean air running through the system. All those different things I was responsible for as damage control petty officer. As DCPO, I would do the work, and then I was required to go to my leading petty officer, or LPO, with what I had done, or if I had trouble getting something done, if I needed the help, he would set up help for me, or if there was something that I just could not do, was outside of my realm, then he would set that up as well, going through the division officer, who then who reports to the damage control assistant, who reports to the damage control officer here on board the battleship. And it's all done through a very complicated system of checks and balances, lots of paperwork involved in all the different things. But for instance, one of the things that I did as damage control petty officer was ensuring the integrity of the watertight doors, both the quick-acting watertight door and the individually dogged watertight door. And so right now I'm going to walk you through a particular instance that I had here on board the battleship, right here at this door, actually. For this PMS card on the watertight door, the non-quick-acting watertight door, the card tells me that as damage control petty officer, I can do the work, of course, and it tells me the job or the tools that I'm going to need to get this job done. One of those jobs is going to be a crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench. The other thing is going to be a piece of chalk. And what I want to do with this particular check is make sure that the door is watertight. The first thing that I'm going to do is use chalk. And with this chalk, I'm going to go on the knife edge, the backside of this door, where the door meets the edge, the knife edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this all up with chalk. All the way around, I'm going to go all the way around with chalk, mark that up. What I'm next going to do is then close the door. Once I close the door, I then dog the door. So I bring all the dogs over and I dog it down as tight as I can all the way around, and then I undog the door. Now when I open the door, if you can see here, there is a black rubber gasket that goes all the way around. With the chalk that I've made here on the knife edge, I should have a single continuous line of chalk around my black gasket. If I do not, then the dog that is in the general vicinity of that area where I don't have that continuous edge, I need to tighten up. So what I'm going to do in this case, because when I did this test in 1991, when we got back from the Persian Gulf, this area here in the door did not seal properly. I had a break in the chalk up here in this area. So what I did, I put the wrench here on the dog, and I started tightening down this bolt. The wrench slipped off of the nut and smacked me right here in the forehead. Hurt like you wouldn't believe. But then rubbing my head, I could feel the welt growing. Looked in the mirror, and I had the shape of the adjustable wrench here, smack dab in the middle of my forehead. Went down to medical, got checked out. Everything was good. They told me I'm a knucklehead and gave me 2 aspirin and moved on. But I then came back up here and tightened up the dog and did the test again. What you do if you don't get a SAT test or a satisfactory test the first time, you redo it after doing the adjustments. That time I got a SAT test, so everything was good, and then I moved on with my day. But that is the 3M system on board Battleship Wisconsin. Still used in the Navy today, of course. There's PMS cards and MRC cards. PMS stands for Preventive Maintenance System. MRC is Maintenance Requirement Card. And like I said, they're everything for a potato extruder all the way up to cleaning a barrel on a 16-inch gun, or how to maintain the ABL after you fired a missile. So thank you for joining me today on this Whiskey Wednesday virtual adventure. Please, when you get an opportunity, come and visit us here on board the Battleship. I can show you my door. We can talk about different things on board the Battleship, all the different things, all the different systems that we have on board the ship. So thank you very much and have a great day.